Welcome to our live stream show where we get to showcase amazing Australian women speakers so you get to see the huge amount of talent available and so we can shift the stats from 30% women speakers at events to 50%. It is a delight to introduce my guest today, Maria Pellicano. Maria is an internationally recognised ICF certified voice, life, and business coach, public speaker, therapist, trainer, and author of the best selling book, The Art of Powerful Communication. With over 20 years of experience in psychology, emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and voice technique, Maria helps individuals and organisations communicate with confidence, authenticity, and influence. Her coaching style is practical, supportive, and metaphysical, blending evidence based strategies with intuitive insight. She guides clients to align mindset, message, and voice, unlocking expressive freedom and genuine connection. As the founder of Sing Out Singing and Performance School and Harness Your Voice, Speak with Influence and Power, she's worked with clients including Trivago, AGL, and government organisations. Drawing on creative tools such as singing, songwriting, and poetry, she empowers people to speak and lead with authority, presence, and resonance. Welcome to the show, Maria. It is an absolute delight to have you.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you so much. And what a wonderful opportunity I've got here today to share and be here with everybody. Thank you.
We are very much looking forward to hearing all about it. I just think after reading your bio, I think where to start? You've got such a rich history of modalities. So where do we start with you, Maria? What are you all about? When you get up in front of an audience, what is your topic that you like to speak about?
Well, my main topic is about having an engaging voice, speaking from your heart. It's as simple as that. In other words, coming from your body. And most of the work I do is I help people shift from overthinking into feeling and storytelling and perhaps metaphors and expressing authentically from a felt sense instead of a thought sense, right? It's a big, big difference. And we know as singers that it does impact the way you make sound.
Wow. Wow. So how does one move from the um, thought space into the felt space? Is there a particular way that you help people do that?
Basically, you've got to feel what you say. If I'm saying to you, today's a beautiful day, it's very different to me saying, today, Rachel, is a beautiful day. It's as
Yes.
simple as that.
Yeah.
So I drop into the felt sense of the language and really connect with the language because I mean what I say and I say what I mean. And so I call that the engaging voice.
Yep.
Now, some personalities can do that quite easily because they're extroverted and
Mhm.
maybe in a felt space all the time. So emotions are running free and everything they say seems to be overly, sometimes even overly expressive. And then there's those who are under expressive. They don't want that visibility. They don't want to overcommit maybe to what they're saying.
Mm.
So it's both extremes. I mean, you can overdo it, you can underdo it, but I believe there is a balance. There is a balance when we don't have to overprove ourselves, but we just naturally are speaking from an engaging place and we're serving in what we say and we're not having to compete. That's the big one.
Yes. So I would imagine that it's tapping into your own personality as well, really, having the audacity to let ourselves out.
Yeah, yeah, tapping into your personality, but you got to know yourself. See,
Mm.
that's why I'm a mindfulness-based meditation teacher, because
Oh,
what I've learned, because what I've learned, see that I kind of have all these strings to my work because if I'm comfortable with myself, I'm comfortable with the even the areas that I'm not really good at.
yeah.
I'm comfortable with that. I'm
Mm.
compassionate towards myself. I'm not judgmental.
Mm.
That will impact the way I communicate and communicate, connect, right? We're not just communicating,
Yeah.
we're connecting. So to be an inspirational speaker, we need to be inspiring. So it's all about serving. So I
Yeah.
can't serve if I feel inadequate. And most of us do. People always feel inadequate, not good enough. They compare themselves to others. They're not really committed to what they're saying. They're
Mm.
afraid of what they're saying. So that impacts the authentic, I believe, present, non-judgmental present communication.
Yeah. That makes total sense. Absolute sense.
Mm.
And, uh, so tell me, Maria, what actually got you into doing this? Because if we think many years ago, you and I crossed paths many
Yeah.
years ago because we are both singing teachers, and, we did a good chunk of singing teaching training together. We worked for the same organisation and very much singers and teachers of singing. So what actually got you into what you do now? I mean, I know you still teach singing, but there's that component of
Mm.
helping communicators communicate better. So what made you take
Mm.
on that path?
Okay. Well, it's one step after the other. So what happened is I was always a coach. Even though I was
Mm,
teaching singing, I was fascinated with human development.
yeah,
Embarking on Tony Robbins' power of, I think it was called Power of Presence. And I exactly don't have the name, but it was in the year 2000. So I thought, I want to be a coach like Tony Robbins. At the
yeah.
time it was Anthony Robbins. So I basically did his course. I became probably one of the first certified coaches in the year 2001.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, so it was always about teaching singing, but developing your own other business, I
Mm,
needed to have a theme to that. I needed to have a niche. So
yep,
I just looked at what I was doing and I thought, I'm working with voice.
yep,
I'm helping so many beginners get up on a platform. That we used to have a restaurant and we used to, every 2 weeks, we would put on a performance, an event, and then I'd run concerts and hundreds of people would come because all you needed was 15 singers and everybody bought somebody.
yep,
And there was immediately you'd get 150 people in a room. So was doing that for years, over 15, 20 years of just running events. So teaching singing and then holding that accountability. We are performing in 3 weeks.
yes,
So then it was in building up and the confidence and the
yep,
credibility in the other. And so I'd use my coaching skills and look at limiting beliefs and really connect to your language. And
mm,
everybody was performing at different levels. However, there was an opportunity, a compassionate opportunity to give it a go as long as you could sing in tune and as long as you knew your song off by heart. That was the criteria. Now,
yep,
in tune, not as long as it was kind of at the level that it could be presentable. So
yep,
from that, I was thinking, how can I take this out to everybody else? And I'd like to reach everybody else. And it was a lot of kids. And I think, how do I
yeah,
reach the parents? Look how shy, how
mm,
introverted. Look how they're
mm.
throwing all their energy into their child instead of themselves, right? As
Oh,
mothers and parents do. But
yes, yeah,
secretly, a lot of these parents wanted to be able to sing. But in the end, I thought, I just want to reach everybody. And it was more than just singing, it was about your message. So I
yep,
wrote a book. I started to brainstorm, okay, I want to put a book together. That'll get me going. That will get my message. It gets
yep,
me clear. Because when you're clear, it's going to be easy to deliver. So
mm,
I looked at mindset, which I knew mindset was important, right, Rachel? I mean, it doesn't matter how much voice technique you have, doesn't
mhm,
matter how great of a singer you are, unless you actually believe that.
mhm, totally,
Unless you actually get out there and take action, you could be
mm,
sitting on a gold mine and not taking action because you simply do not believe it.
yeah,
So that was my experience with a lot of great singers. And then the ones that weren't as good would take action. So mindset, and it was about voice, technique, and that we had some bad habits in the way we people speak and not knowing that it doesn't come across clearly or they've got a monotone or there's no support for volume. So it was about voice, but it was about mindset. Who
mhm,
are you? How do you connect to what you say? What are you believing? And then message delivery. We looked at, okay,
mm,
how are you going to deliver your message? Who's your audience? Right. So all of that together got me into that space more officially with a second website. I think I needed to have the website and the book to
yep,
launch myself. And then I started with meetup groups. I did 2 years of meetup groups
yep,
where I collected hundreds of reasons why people will come into the meetup group.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I saw the patterns. Why were people coming to my influential speaking meter. That was my way of scanning the
Mm.
landscape. Yeah.
Wow. So you saw a real deep need for people who wanted to communicate better, but didn't know how to, didn't think that, or perhaps thought they were past their prime or they were past it in some way and just, you know, didn't feel worthy of stepping out and using their voice.
I think
So,
we do that. We do that, Rachel, don't we? We encourage people to use their voices. We've always done
mm,
that. We say, you can do it. You can, come on, make a sound. And it's
yeah,
the same for speakers. A lot of people do have wonderful messages, but
mm,
it takes one to assist another, just like this platform. So, thank you to the Australian Women Speakers platform
mm.
here right now. You're empowering the voices of others, and so be your voice be empowered. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you've been working in this space for a little while now, and as we read in your bio, you've worked with some corporations and some government
Yeah.
agencies.
Yeah.
What has been your favourite kind of audience that you like to work with? Who are the people that you really love to get alongside?
The ones that believe they can't do it, the ones that feel voiceless,
Yeah,
who are shy, who are
mm,
introverted, who are silent,
mm,
who feel intimidated, the
yeah,
ones who are not being heard.
yeah,
They're the ones I want to work with.
yeah,
And I just want to get them off the ground or whatever, or out of that locked up
mm,
space and give them wings to fly.
yeah,
That's what I do. And
yeah,
anytime I look for that opportunity, I say, I've got something for you. Let's do
yeah.
it. But it takes courage. And it doesn't
Oh,
mean a person's going to commit. They can see they're nodding at you, they get it. And then
mm,
it's like the courage to
yeah.
actually begin to sow seeds and walk towards that path.
Yes. What percentage of people do you think suffer from, that hesitation to really speak up and be themselves?
Well, it's the imposter syndrome. That's the other aspect. And people feel like a fraud or the imposter.
Mm,
Then they're comparing themselves to others.
yeah,
Then they feel inadequate. This is just universal human
mm,
beliefs. I'm not good
yeah,
enough. Somebody's better than me. And I love the work of Byron Katie. That's why I actually did a diploma in counseling, because we looked at holistic counseling. So it was really great. And it was about Byron Katie's work, which is reversing that belief. So if I think I'm not good enough,
yeah,
you stay with that for a little while and see what that's showing up as in your life. And
yeah,
then I am good enough and look for the evidence, right? But
yeah,
the facilitation of that is important. So that's what I do as a coach. I facilitate and open doors and become your believer. If you don't believe, I'll believe for you. Let's do this together. And
mm,
somehow it works, Rachel. The beauty is that people say, oh, since I've met you, I
yeah,
now, they may not be able to consolidate it, but they're changing. They
yes,
have a different face, because I say your voice is like your face.
mm,
Take it everywhere with you, everywhere
mm,
with you. And what a
mm,
great opportunity we have. And I know yourself too, just to help people not just sing,
mm,
but express themselves, not
yeah,
just speak, but to
yeah,
share their lives with others, because your voice creates worlds, right?
totally,
Yeah. So,
totally,
yeah, it
yeah,
creates worlds. And what
mm,
world are you wanting to create? Although we have to create our own world
mm,
first, which is at least decide what your thing is. What
mm,
is your big word? So I did a thought leadership training for a little while,
yeah,
training where I had to figure out what is my main thing, my main word, what is my value proposition. That was
yeah,
really good. We did these things called pink sheets, green sheets, and it was getting my value proposition in order. So
yeah,
what am I proposing? That was a really, really good training. And my 100 words that I came with came back to one word, and that was presence.
yeah,
And that's why I help leaders for executive leadership presence. So I work with top leaders,
yeah,
CEOs of companies and managers and influencers, and I
mm,
help them become present. And that is a few things. Executive presence is a few things. It's the outside, nonverbal, but it's also very much triggered from the inside, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, very much so. And I
Mm.
think, there's a very common theme with a lot of, you know, this kind of space because particularly when it comes to voice, yes, when you speak, you are creating worlds, but it's also a place of vulnerability that you're sharing, a part
Yeah,
of yourself. And if that doesn't come from a place of really knowing what you're about, then that's not going to be whatever you're gonna say is not gonna come across confidently. And, yeah, we often don't think deeply about what we do until, we want to, or something's gone wrong,
yeah.
or someone challenges us to, and we think, "Oh, I haven't really thought about that before." So it's really incredibly important work you're doing, Maria.
Well,
I'm
thank
just
you. Yeah.
at it. Is there a particular, transformation that you can think of that just really lit you up and you're like, "Wow, that was pretty memorable."
Yeah. Well, look, I've watched my father lose his voice.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I mean, he had motor neuron disease, but of all the parts of his body that were impacted was his voice, right? So I
Oh,
walked with him for 5 years,
mm,
noticing the impact of losing your voice has on
mm,
your ability to connect with others,
yeah,
to actually exist in community,
yep,
even just your existence, purpose, meaning. My dad was a man of faith. He just believed that everything worked for a reason. And even having that belief was really healthy for him.
yeah.
But his body was strong, right? He'd walk around and he had a good, strong handshake, but he just could not speak, could not swallow.
Oh,
So, having walked with my dad for 5 years, voice therapists and pathology and
mm,
then checking the brain and all these things. We'd watch him mumbling and mumbling, and then it got to the point that he
yeah,
couldn't move his jaw, and it was sad. It was sad, and I think having watched an extroverted man, an Italian man that would gather people, play cards, and
mm,
he would be, the king of the table and
yeah,
very strong presence
yeah,
and bold, maybe a bit controlling, but he went silent.
yeah,
And then he was communicating in other ways. He found ways of communicating just simply with his eyes and with his presence. So
yep,
that transformed me because I think we all assume we have our voice forever.
yeah,
And how is it when you get laryngitis or you lose your voice because of some sort of trauma,
yep,
right? And there are traumas that
mm.
can freeze up. I met a lady once that woke up one day and she just could not speak.
Wow,
Yeah, she just so
wow,
she was traumatized. Some trauma
mm,
just shut down her whole larynx, and obviously it
yeah,
was the nervous system, but we take our voice for granted, and
yeah,
the
we
ability to be able to express it,
mm,
inflect, create
mm,
create memorable moments for people
mm,
using inflections and sometimes really having to be demanding if you need to be like,
yeah,
that's enough. I'm not going to
yeah,
say it anymore. This is the last time I'm saying it,
yeah,
or gentleness. All of those modalities come from the heart and from a sense of emotion. So
mm,
emotion creating motion. So it's a body movement rather than a thought. It is, of course, the brain involved in big, big time,
yeah,
but it's not triggered from the mind. Maybe it is. The whole point of it, though, here is that you're using the body. You're
yeah,
using abdominal muscles, your sense of heart,
mm,
feeling sense,
mm,
and all of that is such an opportunity that you can get it out.
yeah,
Imagine if you had all of that and you just
yeah,
can't get it out. And some
mm,
people feel like that, Rachel. Their personality
mm,
stifles them. Introverts. I have people that I'm working with who are specialists. They speak to thousands of people on a stage, and then they can't do what they call small talk. How are
okay,
you? How are you? They just cannot do that.
mm,
I teach them how to do small talk. I don't
yeah,
call it small talk. I always
mm,
say it's meaningful. It is not small talk, right?
yes,
It is
yes,
meaningful.
I know,
But even
yeah,
that, it's intimidating to them. They just can't get the words out.
yeah,
Because it's coming from a different place. It's very casual. It's
yeah,
very I like you. I want to get to know you. How are you going? That's a
mm,
heart matter. It's not technical anymore, right?
yeah,
So
excellent. Important
So
communication.
there's all of this going on, and people feel like they've lost their voice sometimes, even though they've got a voice, they
Mm.
feel clogged up,
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, sometimes, yes, it's physical, but you could still communicate in a non-verbal way, like my dad did with his eyes and his hands and his
Yeah.
presence. But hopefully we don't come to that, because we do have voices, and I think we can use them. Let's use them while we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can appreciate that. As we're both voice teachers and we understand the value of understanding our voice and how to get our voice out, more effectively. But when you align your heart and your values, then it's
Mm.
a lot easier, and it's much more effective. Um, are there a couple of tips, Maria, that you would like to share with our audience? A couple of takeaways?
Okay, so I'll just go just quickly. The most common aspects that I find when I'm working with clients,
Mm,
outside of singing, perhaps, just, well, maybe it happens everywhere, but it's this sense of I'm not good enough, self-doubt in what you're
mm,
doing. And that can happen with singers, they can sing, but as soon as you self-doubt, you're
mm,
coming away, you're stepping away from that present moment of living in that present moment. And we
yeah,
have to practice about being present with what we are feeling in our bodies. So maybe spend more time feeling what it is that you do, really being convinced, not doubting yourself,
mm,
because if you doubt, then you doubt, right? I
yep,
mean, if I think that something is bad for me,
mm,
then it will be bad,
yep,
right? Because we're the ones giving meaning to everything. So
yep,
look at the
yep,
work of Byron Katie, reverse the thought.
mm,
Take what you have, and if you doubt what you're going to say and you think it's not good enough, it's going to affect your voice. It's going to affect your presence. It's going to affect your expression. You will not be 100% present,
exactly,
right?
exactly,
And
yep,
and so what I would encourage you to do is to reverse that doubt
yes,
and say, well, what about if I didn't have that thought? What about
mm,
if I believed the complete opposite, that what I'm going to share is going to flourish, is going to expand?
mm,
Because that's what's happened to me as I
yep,
keep going. Every moment, there's another one, another little bit added, and another little bit added, another little bit. So it's meandering and expanding, right? But
yep,
in the end, it's about becoming more alive, more present, more congruent, right? And so that's what I would recommend. I recommend any self doubt is to come back just for a moment, give that thought away and say, if I didn't have this thought, what would I do?
mm,
Right. And then just act as if, and do it anyway. Just do it
yep,
anyway and practice in front of the Zoom video until you're convinced. Pretend.
yep,
Because
yeah,
this is
absolutely,
when you've got something, but you're holding back and you're not
yes,
sure. And the other thing, one more thing, is to be compassionate towards yourself, which is you do not have to have it 100%. It's
mm,
okay to say, wow, I never thought of that before.
yep, yes,
Oh, you know what? I'll look into that. I'm going to follow it up and come back to you later. I think that's fantastic. But for now, this is what I'm feeling. I'm not 100%. I'd like to research it. I'll come back to you. So this is all that uncertainty that our
yep,
voice has to cope with at times. And it's going to
yep,
require that inner confidence of compassion towards yourself,
yep,
which is I do not have to be perfect.
mm,
I'll come back. I'll figure it out.
yep,
I'm confident in the uncertainty, right? So
yes.
that's the other thing that leaders struggle with. They think they have to have it all 100%
Oh
to
gosh,
be
sure.
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we're not AI machines, right?
yeah. We're
We want
human
to
beings.
be natural.
Yeah,
And we want to be natural. We want to flick and sometimes go, oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's really
exactly.
interesting. I'll come back to you. But that's still leadership. That's still courage, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Just, what you were saying before about the reversing the thought reminds me of, a Seinfeld episode where George Costanza
absolutely. I was just about to refer that when
goes,
Georgie does the
yes,
whole day opposite.
what
Yep.
what was he saying? He was saying, "I'm going to, rather than saying no to everything, I'm gonna say yes to
Yeah,
everything,"
for
or
the whole day you said yes.
That's right. Yes, and it completely opened opportunities for him. I loved that episode.
Absolutely. I do refer to that. I do refer to
Oh,
that.
do
I was
you?
just
Oh,
about to throw it in, but I'm glad you
yeah.
brought it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool, cool. Great minds think alike. So
Well, yeah, I think we're in the same stream right now. And this is the beauty of communication. It's not
Mm.
about me or you, it's about it.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So we're in a space
Mm.
between, I just did a post on this on LinkedIn. So it's the space we're sharing together
Yeah.
and we're enriching that space or
Yeah.
that topic or that generosity of we're both eating at the same table together. In fact, we might be sharing a dish together,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
And
meal.
that's
Yeah.
what fills my heart because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we're not an island. We are meant to be connected. And serving people is, what we both love to do. Um, Being like-minded and supportive is the way to go because we can reach more people that way. And you know, I don't know. I just feel the love.
Well, that's right. But you'll only do that when you're confident. Often people don't have the capacity for that because they're not feeling safe. So if you're not feeling safe, you will hold back your presence. You need to
Yeah,
protect yourself.
yeah,
So there's this ability to step out, and it takes that kind of faith, maybe,
yeah.
or challenge, courage, being brave. Brene
Mhm.
Brown's great at this, being
Oh, yeah.
comfortable with being uncomfortable and
Yes.
stepping in and giving what you have with that
Yeah,
open hand that it's okay.
yeah,
I need to grow a little bit here and a little bit more and a little bit more.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's not gonna happen overnight, which is okay. Just little steps at a time.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Maria, this has been a fabulous conversation. Have we left any stone unturned?
No, not
Any
really. Maybe if people want to engage with me, maybe we could talk about that a little bit if anybody's
Yeah.
interested. But I do want to thank this beautiful platform for allowing people like myself to share their their work, their business,
Yep, yep.
and make a difference because videos are great. They go anywhere around the world, right?
Absolutely. And you are most welcome, Maria, because,
Mm.
I personally love your message. And we welcome the opportunity to highlight, women like yourself out there
Mm.
who are doing incredible things. And, we want to lift each other up. That's what it's about. And so if people do want to actually work with you, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, just my website is a good start, mariapellicano.com, right? And there's a lot of free resources that you can download. There's even 2 chapters of my book.
Great.
Um, yeah, so there's that, and you can always reach out there. There's a contact page.
Yep.
The other thing is my YouTube channel. There's a lot of free resources on my YouTube channel. It's
Awesome.
like a short is uploaded almost every second day, and there's videos and there's a lot of training and my podcast. So
Yep.
check it out. And yeah, let's stay in touch. I'm on LinkedIn and available. If anybody wants to set up a chat, I'm happy to give you always some tips to feel empowered and not just empowered, but mobilized
Yeah.
and have the agency to get up and make a change. Yeah.
Oh,
Or
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree. Thank you so much, Maria Pellicano, for coming on our show today. It's been a delight and a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Rachel, and thank you to the Australian Women Speakers Platform. I'm going to have to look at this beautiful organization and check out all the other videos on the platform.
You are most welcome. You are most welcome.
Thank you.
Well, well, I'm sure that you have all enjoyed this interview. This show goes live every Thursday at 11 a.m. on YouTube and will be uploaded to LinkedIn and Facebook later today. If you need a speaker, then please go to womenspeakers.com.au and you don't have to pay a commission. You can contact your preferred speaker directly and you can search by topic and location. You're also welcome to post a request into our Facebook and LinkedIn groups called Australian Women Speakers. And if you are a speaker or want to be, sign up to our directory and get found. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Rachel Pietsch. Have a fabulous day.